Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with yet another design team project for Rubber Stamp Tapestry. For this project, I'm going to be featuring the Poinsettia Twist peg stamp set. So, yes, I said poinsettia. So, usually when we think of poinsettias, we're thinking of the holidays, we're thinking of that season. But just by simply changing your color, you can use it all year round. So these are the 3 peg stamps that are in this set. So they're on the small side. So you get the flower, the vine, and a leaf. So when it comes to that, I am going to use my Memento. Now, maybe you don't have many colors for your inks. I chose two different shades for my inks when I did this. The best part of this, you can get the same effect by doing your second generation stamping. So, and it would actually be quicker than what I'm doing here, because you're going to watch me go in with the one color and I'm going to lay that down. I'm going to be changing in between each of these colors. Once I'm done those, then I've got to pull in the lighter shade. I actually created more work for myself here, but that's what I do sometimes. What you would do is, after you stamp the first color, you would stamp it again. Just turn the peg stamp, because again, that registry line will tell you which way that stamp is going to stamp down onto the paper you're stamping on. I said the word stamp a lot there. Wow. So you would just be able to use the stamp, the second generation. So stamp it once, turn it, stamp it again. Don't re-ink it. And you would get 2 different colors. So again, I did more work for myself. I chose a lighter color. Now, and I'm going to do that same thing. This must have been on my mind just to use 2 colors. Do the same thing with the leaf. If once you stamp it once, stamp it again. You've got your second generation. It would probably be easier if I showed that to you instead of using 2 different colors. Yeah. You know, you think about this when you watch your own video and you're doing your voiceover. I could have done this, or I could have done that. So, yeah, that's what we did here. But if you do have 2 different shades of inks, this is the way that you want to go. Yeah, okay. So there are options. There's always options when we create. So I'm continuing to fill in when it comes to my leaves. I did use, going back a little bit that I didn't explain, this panel is cut to be, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And what I did was I used the 1-inch strip of Post-it tape. I usually use it to secure my dies when I'm die cutting. And I made sure that was going across. So I'm only going to be stamping on the bottom. What I'm creating is just like a little bit of a pattern paper down here, but I'm creating like a vine that's coming off of that. So maybe you don't have, you know, pattern paper. Maybe you're not a pattern paper person. Yes, I know. Some of us went, yes, there are some people that do not like pattern paper. But by using your stamps, you can create your own. I did take a piece of scrap cardstock from my stash, and I used an embossing folder by Fun Stamper's Journey called Bright Days. And I put it in a certain section so that it would look like rays coming up from the section. For my sentiment, I'm going to use one from Spellbinders called Oh Happy Day, and it's a stamp and die set. And I believe it is on sale right now, so I'll make sure that it's linked below. And if you're hearing that, I do apologize. That would be a motorcycle driving by, because it's a beautiful day and we have the windows open today. Yay! Okay, moving on. So I used the die part that says happy, and I'm going to place that up into the embossed area, again, just to give it some texture. And then within the strip that's open, I'm going to use the sentiment that says birthday. I am using for the first time my Desiree K Obsidian ink. Just giving that a try. I don't know, the jury's still out yet. I like it. But there is a slight difference between the Altenew and the Gina K. But that'll be another video. So now that I have that stamp, that's my sentiment. So I have the different textures, I have the different looks, I have the different fonts that are going on. I'm going to mat this down onto a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 card base. And I chose yellow just to make that pop off a little bit. I will adhere this using my liquid adhesive, which is art glitter glue, down onto my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 standard A2 size card base, which is a top folding card base. And I chose a green on that too. So it kind of accents the colors that I used with within my peg stamps. I'm just going to use my paper creaser to flatten that down. So then I pulled out my pearls. These are the glossy eggshells by Little Things. And I really love the look of these. I'm going to put one into the center of each of the flowers. So I am being specific with the size of the pearl that I am using. I will change the pearl size because I do want to come up off of that and carry them into the birthday line and up above the happy, just to kind of, for me, it kind of frames it just a little bit. So I'm just going to fill those in, and then I pulled out my Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen to put on the happy die cut. I did die cut that 3 times and layered them just to give it a little bit more dimension. And I only used the Spectrum Noir. I did not use the glossy accents on top of that. I just kept that the way that it was. So I do hope you enjoyed this project today. All the products that I did use will be linked down below, as always. Also, if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell so that you don't miss what's coming up next. I hope everyone is enjoying this weekend. Here we have beautiful weather, so it is going to be wonderful. But always remember what's most important. Always be creative.